In 1620, the Pilgrims arrive in the Mayflower. They are British and they call America the city upon a hill, which is a biblical reference that they used because they came to America with the hopes of a better life and religious freedom. In 1775, the first shot of the War of Independence was shot. This is the start of the American Revolution, which is Americans not wanting to be a British colony anymore. Because they had to pay taxes without being represented in the British Parliament. They showed this by the Boston Tea Party, where Americans dressed up as Native Americans threw tea over boats to show Great Britain that they did not want to be a part or did not want to pay taxes to them anymore without being represented. The Declaration of Independence is all 13 states in North America agreeing on not wanting to be a part of Great Britain anymore. And the founding fathers were the ones who signed the Declaration of Independence. The American Constitution is the laws of America, and the Second Amendment is the right to carry firearm. George Washington became the first president of the United States in 1789. The Civil War starts in 1861, 1 year after Abraham Lincoln was elected as the president. The Civil War is the North against the South, fighting for and against abortion of slavery. The North is the Yankees, who wants abortion of slavery, and the South is the rebels who are dependent on slavery because they need them to needed free arms to help them run their farms. In 1865, the North wins the war and Lincoln is assassinated. The Homestead Act starts in 1862, which is everyone coming to America, or every American having the right to own land. This fuels the immigration in America, and it also fuels the Indian Wars, which started even before the Pilgrims came to America. The Indian Wars is Native Americans fighting for the right for their land, and that they do not want to be reservated anymore. In 1898, the American century begins by the American-Spanish Wars. The American century is America taking a bigger place in being a bigger place in the world, and more important. In 1929, the stock market crashes on Wall Street, and this leads to the Great Depression. Frank D. Roosevelt is elected as a president in 1932, and he campaigns with the New Deal program. The New Deal program helps America, or builds America again. It makes more jobs and makes America better. The Civil Rights Movement started in 1955 and was led by Martin Luther King. He was against segregation and fought for equality. He was killed in 1968. The Cold War started after the Second World War, and it's the tension between the two superpowers in the world, the United States and the Soviet Union. John F. Kennedy was started the Apollo program, and his dream was to make a man come to the moon and manage to come back to the Earth alive. He was assassinated in 1963, but his dream came true in 1969 when Neil Armstrong was the first man on the moon and managing to come back to the Earth alive. Ronald Reagan was the president of the United States of America in the end of the Cold War, and he made America and the Soviet Union friendlier towards each other. All during the American history, the waves of immigration happened, uh, and it's still happening. And now with the Chinese and the Hispanics and the Syrians, um, all of this is the American dream, which is being able be to become whatever we want to be, to make our dreams